Students, today let's begin with the concept of research and educational research, and there are varieties of research we will find in the coming slide. So what do you mean by research? Research is a careful or critical inquiry or examination in seeking facts or principles. It is actually a diligent investigation to ascertain. According to C.C. Crawford, research is simply a systematic and refined techniques of thinking, employing specialized tools, instrument and procedure in order to obtain a more adequate solution of a problem that would be possible under ordinary means. It starts with a problem, collection of data or facts, analyzes this critically or reaches decision based on the actual evidence. It evolves original work instead of mere exercise or personal opinion. It is a quantitative, seeking to know not only what but how much measurement is therefore a central feature of it. Actually, research is considered to be the more formal, systematic, intensive procedure of carrying on the scientific method of analysis. It involves a more systematic structure of investigation, usually resulting in some sort of formal record of procedures and report of result or conclusions, according to John W. Best. What do you mean by educational research? According to Robert M. W. Travers, educational research is that activity which is directed towards the development of a science of behavior in educational institution. The ultimate aim of such a science is to provide knowledge that will permit the educator to achieve his goals by the most effective methods. What is actually educational research? We can say this is purposive, objective, concerned with problems to be solved, endeavor to organize data in quantitative terms, systematic and accurate investigation, collect facts, express results without being influenced by any extraneous consideration. What are the types of educational research? First comes main two broad criteria, that is quantitative, and second one is the qualitative studies. Types of studies in educational research. In case of quantitative, based on the positivistic paradigm, we find experimental, quasi-experimental and correlation. But in case of qualitative based on the humanistic paradigm, we can find survey, case studies, documentary analysis, developmental, ethnographic, historical and philosophical. In case of experimental research, this research is actually characterized by investigation of cause-effect relationship, variables related to cause, antecedents, variable related to effect, that is the consequence. If an antecedent is varied under the control, it called as an independent variable, and the variable on whom the effect is measured is called as a dependent variable. But in case of quasi-experimental study, quasi the term actually seemingly but not really, not truly experimental design, same issue as the experimental design or research but difference in manner. Mostly the experimental research are quasi-experimental research as we deal with the human beings. What do you mean by correlational research? Mainly it is comes under the relationship between the two variable, and the correlation may be positive or negative or may be zero. Varies from 0 and 1 and is expressed in terms of direction as well as the magnitude. Example, plus 0.8 or minus 0.5. In case of descriptive research, it is investigate what actually exists in the nature. It includes survey and fact-finding inquiry of different kinds. The major purpose of the research is to description of the state of affairs as it exists at present. The researcher has no control over the variable and he can only report what he is seeing or what is happening by his perception. Mainly ex post facto studies include attempt by researcher to discover cause even when they cannot control the variable, and method used in the descriptive research mainly the survey method in case of comparative, in case of correlational method. What do you mean by ethnographic? It's completely opposite to experimental. Emphasize mainly based on the naturalistic field study. participant on the non-participant observation for collection of data. What do you mean by historical research? What was actually in the past? Try to determine, evaluate, understand the past event for gaining the clear understanding or concept for the present and better prediction for future. Established in case of educational system. In case of philosophical research, deals with the philosophical aspect of education. Taken up from the historical research, and it is the interpretative in its approach. Thank you.